So it's a fine balance. We're trying to make sure. So when you come and you get discouraged, and this is what I was saying earlier about the neighborhood councils that I've been involved in and other neighborhood councils. They come, they work hard, they get frustrated, and they quit. Don't quit. When you get frustrated, you got to work even harder.
Yep.
You know, and you got to stick into it. You got to stick in there and just keep on doing it, because without that, nothing changes. Right? So yeah, it's something that we struggle with. And I've been...
Okay, I wanted to...
All right, hold on. Rosemary has the floor. We're going to recognize Rosemary. You've already been recognized, Miriam.
I told you I'd see you.
Yeah.
Just to follow up on what you're saying, I've spoken before City Council and committees quite a number of times. There are really 4 people,
Yeah.
and they're mentally ill. I've spoken with them one-on-one. They're very intelligent. One used to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking. I mean, it's an annoyance to a lot of people, but I think if you're there enough, you understand where they're coming from. They're very well informed. It's just that the way they express themselves is with violent language, you know. And I know I've seen Nuys, who's the assistant pro tem, and her, you know, try to maintain order. And that's the thing. The other day they arrested one gentleman, if you recall.
Yeah.
And, but they only get to speak a minute. And sometimes, you know, they do speak on every subject, but it is a freedom of speech issue. But I think if we understand we need to take care of our mentally ill people, that would address a lot of it. We need to be patient.
So I don't know if you know my background, but before I ran for office, for the past 6 years, I worked for the 2nd largest mental health nonprofit hospital in LA County. The largest mental health hospital is our jail system. Right? And I work for the 2nd largest mental health hospital. We had the largest homeless outreach contract with the county. Before that, I worked for LA County Supervisor Yvonne Burke. I was primarily her social services deputy, working on mental health, homelessness, HIV/AIDS, alcohol, drugs, senior services, the whole gambit. So mental health and homeless is something that's near and dear to my heart. And I've dealt with many constituents. And that's the hard part. A lot of people see homeless folks and say, what's wrong with them? Why can't they, you know? Because the thing is, our country, what we talked about earlier, our country is so great that you have the right to say whatever you want. You have the right to curse the President of the United States. You have the right.
No, don't do that.
Right? No, I mean, no. We don't have,
Or the council president.
Or the council. And you have the right to be homeless.
Board member.
You have the right to be homeless as long as you're not trying to hurt yourself, meaning committing suicide, or hurt others. You have the right to be homeless. I mean, and the thing about it is, when you see a homeless person, I used to always, before I got into social services, I used to always give them $1 or whatnot, because I said, you know, I feel bad for them. You know, if they're going to buy alcohol, you know, it's fine, because they need, I feel bad for them. I realize, you know what I do now every time I see a homeless individual? When I first started at the supervisor's office, I used to give them my card and say, if you give me a call, I'll get your housing, I'll get you a job, I'll get you food. It got to a point where I started giving my cell phone number. Maybe in my 13-year career, I might have given at least 200 cards. Ask me how many people called me. Zero. See, the homeless, we're such a great country that they could refuse service, right? And unless you're severely ill, we can't forcibly medicate you or treat you, right? So there's a lot of folks who are borderline, and you know, and just because you're mentally ill does not mean you're not smart. You're very smart. Some are PhDs, they have later onset in life, and so it's just that when they're on their medication or when they're getting counseling, they're fine. It's just that when they get off medication, because you know, medication it has a lot of side effects. And that's why a lot of drug abusers, we call it co-occurring disorder, because they self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. And then so you got to treat it at the same time, right? So it's a complex issue, and you're absolutely correct. They have the right to do that. So it's about trying to reach out to them and try to get them services and try to get them to come on in. But you know, most times, I mean, on average, it takes at least 10 outreach attempts to get a homeless person to come in to just have a meal.
10, wow.
Yeah, on average 10. Just to sit down with an outreach worker. And then, you know, so.
Well, maybe that could be the thing we pledge to work together on, because Van Nuys has the #1 issue besides the prostitution and the sex trafficking is the homeless. We had a homeless summit last December. We had everyone that was anyone, the people downtown, the Midnight Mission, everyone. So maybe that can be our issue that we pledge to work together. And then there's like speed bumps, that somebody wants speed bumps that our districts overlap. So I'll be in contact on that too. Let's give him a round of applause.
We have Cowboys. Cowboys. I'll go this way. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Guillermo, you're on the hot seat now, buddy. So let's bring in the elected's offices. No, she's right here. She's right here. Brian, you're next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Guillermo from Councilwoman Nury Martinez's office. Guillermo. All right, so this nice lady, it's her first council meeting. You're really getting it, huh? You got the state senator, the councilman, you got the LAPD. She came and met with like 10 LAPD before we started. Guillermo, how can we help this nice lady?
So I'll do my thing here, and then if it's okay with you, we can talk afterwards.
Even better. Even better. Thank you, Guillermo.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight for our monthly gathering. I wanted to first and foremost speak on what her concern was regarding the issue of prostitution and human trafficking, one of the biggest scourges in our district. So, you know, from day one, the councilwoman has been committed to ending sex trafficking crimes in the 6th district. It's one of the things that she started with from the very beginning. And our office has taken an active role, along with the help of the LAPD, both the senior leads, the officers, as well as the vice senior, which they have been incredibly awesome at helping us with that, as well as the city attorney's office and the district attorney's office. We've also been working very closely with community leaders like those of organizations such as GASP, or COT, GASP meaning Groups Against Street Prostitution, and COT meaning Coalition Against Human Trafficking.
Is that Don Schultz's group?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the councilwoman has focused on three particular areas, which are prosecuting these pimps, arresting the Johns, and rehabilitating victims of sex trafficking. Some of these efforts include bringing the John School to the San Fernando Valley, and creating wraparound services for victims, including the prostitution diversion program, and introducing various motions that crack down on businesses that support this terrible crime. And with the addition of a prostitution enforcement detail car with the Los Angeles Police Department that was originally funded by the councilwoman's office budget, we have made more than 144 prostitution-related arrests this year, and we arrested 58 pimps, more than a 20% increase from the year before. And again, these numbers may have changed; they may have increased already. So, as far as I know, it's been 58. Today, the councilwoman and our staff, including myself, continue to join undercover vice operations and organize community public meetings throughout CD6 to keep residents informed about our progress. As you may know, our district is very big.
You're doing sting operations?
Yeah.
You're going undercover, man? All right.
So we work throughout Council District 6 to keep our residents informed about our progress. As you may know, our Council District is very big. It stretches from Lake Balboa to the west, Van Nuys, Panorama City, a part of North Hills, as well as Ardena, and we also have Sun Valley and a part of North Hollywood that we cover. So we have a very big district. And the councilwoman to this day continues to hold meetings with judges. Excuse me, getting a little thirsty. Hold meetings with judges, prosecutors, probation officers, service providers, and advocacy groups as well.
Guillermo.
To provide.
No, seriously, Guillermo. Tell us how it is.
I'd offer you some water when someone took my big spark.
That's your spicy iced tea, though.
So we continue the fight against, and to provide a bit more information on the things that we've done. The PED, also known as the Prostitution Enforcement Detail, that ensured we have worked to ensure that the budget included funding for 2 permanent PED cars to patrol the areas where prostitution is the heaviest. As you may know, we have not only the Sepulveda corridor, which extends greatly into our district in the Van Nuys area, but also into the Panorama City North Hills area, but also includes into District 4, which would be Councilmember Ru's district. It runs along Sepulveda Boulevard. We also have, in the eastern portion of our district, we have the San Fernando Road, Lankershim Boulevard corridor. Those are two that are included in our district and are two of the largest in the entire state. So we have provided and worked to secure funding that would provide for permanent head cars. And regarding the ICO, I'm happy that Councilmember Ru, who's no longer here, and spoke of the ICO because we too have been working on an ICO or an interim control ordinance. The councilwoman introduced a motion to get an interim control ordinance that prohibits the permitting of adult-oriented businesses that PIMS uses as headquarters for operations. That can include something like a strip club or a other kind of adult type establishment. I'll just leave it at that. Nuisance abatement for motels. In motels that have multiple violations and that we believe are frequented for prostitution related crimes, the councilwoman has collaborated with LAPD and the planning department to create strict operating conditions to prevent further prostitution crimes. Also, the prostitution diversion program is an 18-month program for females and children. Yes, children, I say that because sometimes, you know, the people who are being sold on our streets are minors. And I'm talking like 10, 11 years old. But the 18-month program for females and children arrested for prostitution connects them with resources and helps them escape the life, as it's very commonly referred to sometimes. John School, and the term John is, for some of you who may not know, the term John is used for men who solicit prostitution. So the John School was brought to the San Fernando Valley where convicted Johns are forced to learn about the real problems in sex trafficking from survivors. They hear it from survivors, they hear it from professionals, they hear it from people who have seen this firsthand. And they are basically told that this is not a victimless crime. People think it's a victimless crime because in that idea has been created that it's two consenting parties, but many times it's not. It's people who have been forced to do this, who have no choice, who face some sort of retaliation if they don't engage. And in this case, that is, and not only that are the victims, but in many cases this happens, as in your case, as well, happens right outside of our very homes, all the time. And that is a major concern, and that in and of itself means that it's not a victimless crime, because we are victims. After attending this John School, Johns rarely return to trafficked women. We have seen only a 4% rate of recidivism. So far, it's been 3 classes in the community, and this program has been successful. 250
that went, and only 10 have returned.
Yeah, so it's been a lower rate. So far, it's been successful. Another thing is, you know, the councilwoman understands that this is an issue that has been going on long before a lot of us.
Oh yeah.
And it's created in Van Nuys a notion, you know, a tongue-in-cheek joke about what Sepulveda Boulevard is, you know, just the reputation that it's created. And the councilwoman understands that this is not an issue that we will be arresting our way out of, but it is surely an issue that we will continue to work on, just like we did on day one, and we will continue to hit away. So that being said, our commitment continues to be working on this issue. But I commend you for coming out to the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council and bringing this issue, and thank you for letting me know.
Thank you.
Any questions? Derek?
Just some topics. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with graffiti? Because I've seen a huge uptick.
Yeah, we're working on that. We've been working very closely with New Directions for Youth on this portion of Van Nuys, what would be south of Sherman Way. They have increased the number of crews that they have on the boulevard and in the area. They're working very hard, but we're also working closely with, I've been talking to the city attorney's office as well as the SLO, so I've been helping a lot with the increase in graffiti, and we're working on the issue.
Is there something going on with the gang Barrios Van Nuys? Is there like recruiting more members? I mean, because that's the only tag I'm seeing.
Personally, they might be trying to assert themselves. I would have to likely defer that question to the gang unit, but for conversations I've had with officers, they might just be trying to be bold. They might be trying to assert themselves. They might be responding to stressors that are happening outside. Maybe they feel like someone's approaching. I personally don't know. So, but that's something that I can work and get more information on.
Thanks.
Let's go Maddie and then Kathleen.
Okay.
Actually, Kathleen had her hand first.
Okay, Kathleen, you're recognized.
What happens to a tagger when they get caught? I mean, you know, if it were me that caught them, when you're walking, but, you know, what happens to them when they talk?
They might be subject to a fine, and don't quote me on this, if there's anybody from the LAPD, there's an officer back there, I don't know if you'd like to chime in on this, but from my understanding, they might face something more than a fine that might include jail time or community service or something like that, but she might be
It
able
would
to
depend on the age of the person that, if it's a juvenile, then it is a written citation. It depends on their background, what kind of criminal activity they've had in their past, if they have previous arrests for vandalism, the amount of the cost of vandalism, because that depends upon whether it makes it a misdemeanor or a felony. If it's a felony, then obviously then it becomes a little bit more involved. It's also comes down to juvenile court judges. They have the discretion to agree on the plea deal that the defense and the prosecutor agree on. So it varies and it runs the gamut. It's based on that person that was arrested rather than the actual tagging, the cost of cleanup and the time. Generally, it's community service and some sort of financial reimbursement to the city and or the person whose property is damaged.
But basically, when you get down on your car, like inside your house, it costs to repaint the house or repaint the car. It's like the bad side of using the paint on this egg, you know?
Right.
From head to toe.
Right.
That's from the council's office, the police department.
Yes.
If it's a vandalism and there are juveniles, then because they are juvenile, it would vary. And I'm not quite sure if they would release the juvenile records. Absolutely, they will leave the amount of adults.
I'm sure it's completely dangerous and it's not recommended by anyone, but what happens if it's just general public, if I witness this and I detain that individual, what happens, what kind of rights do I have to try to stop this?
Depending on the amount, and the majority of the time when it's a graffiti, it is over the amount of the misdemeanor, because it is expensive to come out and clean up the mess that they made. So generally, we always offer a private person's arrest, regardless of whether it's a felony or misdemeanor. I do it to cover my bases. So on the back end, a smart defense attorney doesn't go, well, you didn't do this. We like to cover our bases. If it is under a certain amount and it is misdemeanor, that's the first thing we're going to do is offer you that private person's arrest. We then take them into custody. We can complete the report and have the detectives take it over to the city attorney or the district attorney for the filing.
36 RP4 shows any watching
It
tonight.
doesn't get kind of shuffled away. Unfortunately, a lot of these in the schools, they're doing, and I can't remember the term, they're knocking a lot of the juvenile crimes down to more counseling, more site outs, to lessen the burden on the courts as well as the parents of the children involved. Thank you. And that's one of the other programs that we're starting. So it's swaying more towards, instead of hammering people or the kids with no counsel, no, you just get in trouble and that's it. They're swinging more towards the, hey, let's rehabilitate them, let's teach them why it's not good to commit your crime, do your graffiti and the cost of it. So it's swinging more away from that aspect to more of the social aspect where it's down. And 9 times out of 10, the kids tagging are 17 and under, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the problem, it doesn't work.
Maddie, you're recognized.
So 2 things, I don't know if you remember Off the Wall Graffiti.
Yes.
There was a nonprofit that came up for Great Streets. You might want to contact them as well.
Yeah,
And kind of spread the wealth a little bit.
One of my colleagues reached out to them. They haven't responded.
Awesome,
So-
perfect. And then just as a frequent McLeod Ale patron. The selection of Brave is fantastic to expose our community to the Scottish Highland
Yes,
lifestyle.
that's one of my favorite
So
ones.
I don't know who chose Brave, but it was a fantastic
Actually, the
choice.
councilwoman chose it herself.
And well, please thank her, and hopefully we can find some way to weave in, because as you know, the brewery is a family atmosphere.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights are game nights. Unfortunately,
I saw them bringing the games in today.
both
Yeah.
owners will be in Scotland when this movie airs,
Mm-hmm.
but perhaps there could be some sort of tie-in to the game night and allowing the community to know that kids and dogs are welcome in the brewery and that it's not a place where you have to drink. They have other alternatives.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyone have anything else for Nury's office? Yes, Rosemary.
Well, I just wanted to follow up on what the officer said. You know, part of restorative justice and juvenile diversion programs, America is the #1 country in the world that has more people incarcerated than any other country in the world. And we have to find ways to divert these young people away from the jail system and into programs that understand whether it's a mental health issue, whether there's abuse at home. I mean, there are a lot of factors we don't know about that's causing them. I've involved with a prisoner written series, and so many of these prisoners are talking about how they've been raped at home by a relative or, you know, a neighbor, how they've been beaten and starved. I mean, there's so many things we have no idea, and they often are thrown out of the home, they're dumped off at a street corner and say, don't come back, and they wind up trying to find family through a gang maybe, that will give them a sense of protection, and then they're told, well, to earn your place here, you've got to do this tagging and all that. So we really need to get these programs that will help these young people before they become real criminals.
Yeah, definitely. I think the president has been looking into the issue of prisons.
Yes.
And it might be time, and some would say, oh, it's overdue, but it might be time to bring up that conversation.
And the county is working on it.
Very good. Are we?
Yeah, and I'll make that announcement. Thanks, Penny.
Yes.
So tomorrow, as you know, you guys have the flyer, and I know you guys were awesome and put it on the website. Tomorrow, August 13th, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. here in the Van Nuys Civic Center courtyard, the councilwoman's hosting, and also how Marty mentioned, hosting Brave, Disney Pixar's Brave. It's one of my favorite movies. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have hot dogs. We're going to have popcorn. It's completely free. It's for the community.
Oh, popcorn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going for sure.
Yeah, popcorn. You got me too.
Guillermo, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Congressman Tony Cardenas' office, Mr. Brian Gavidi. Did I pronounce it right, Brian? I got Gavidia.
Yeah, Gavidia,
You're the congressman in town, right?
Yeah, Congressman is in town. First and foremost, hello again, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for having me here. I work for Congressman Tony Cardenas, your representative for the 29th Congressional District. The Congressman is in August recess, which is why I'm a little tired today. He keeps us busy, meeting with community members, meeting with veterans in the community, and hosting events. Speaking of events, the Congressman has an event on domestic violence coming up tomorrow. There's flyers in the table. The event is going to take place in North Hills at the United Methodist Church from 6 to 8:30 p.m. What this event is going to highlight are the facts of domestic violence. For example, domestic violence doesn't just consist of physical abuse. It consists of verbal abuse as well. So those are some things that are going to be highlighted at the event. Beyond just highlighting facts, there's going to be representatives from LAPD, there's going to be representatives from the federal government, such as immigration agents talking about the U visas and the T visas and different opportunities that are available for those who have been victims of domestic violence. So it's going to be a great event. I welcome you all to join us. I know that there's a movie night at 7:30, but if you could make it for an hour, come support, and then we'll have some popcorn with Guillermo and the council. And in September, the Congressman is going to be hosting a job fair. I know it's far away, but it's a good time to start doing outreach for those who might need a job. There's going to be over 30 employers present, and the employers are going to include go as Target to manufacturing companies that are going to be there. This is gonna take place at Pacoima, the Pacoima Charter School, and it's September 26th from 9 to 1. I'll send you guys the flyer. I haven't done so, but after tomorrow's event, I'll be sending you guys the information. Beyond that, the congressman is again in the district Saturday, September 26th from 9 to 1.
No. This Saturday. Meet the law meeting.
Oh, yeah, this Saturday, I forgot about that, thank you. Government Day. Government Day, the Assemblyman Adrian Nazarian and Congressman Tony Cardenas are gonna be both at Panorama City from 9 to 2, 10 to 2, 10 to 2, I think. But the Congressman's gonna be there at 12, in case you wanna say hi to him, and take a picture with him. So he should be there around 12. Government Day, an opportunity to come get some information, again, take a picture with your congressman, say hello, ask them some questions.
Is that your office on Laurel Canyon?
No, it's gonna be at the Panorama Mall. At the Panorama Mall. And it should be easy to find, just walk into the Panorama Mall, you'll see a lot of booths. There's gonna be a registration table there. I'll be there as well, I'll be the photographer for the day. So come say hello. But beyond that, again, like I said, the congressman's in the district. Today we had a small business roundtable. There was about 20 business CEOs that talk about different issues from business. Yesterday, he spoke about a bill that he introduced with Congresswoman Barbara Lee from up north. They introduced LISA. LISA is low-income solar assistance. So pretty much, in a nutshell, what that does is help low-income homeowners purchase solar panels. Low income meaning $40,000 or under. It would give pretty much incentives for families, low income families to purchase those. So that's the stuff that the congressman is working on. Before I forget, one last update in regards to the Marilyn Monroe.
Talk to me, Brian.
So I spoke to my colleague in DC who's taking the lead on it. Apparently, they're going to reintroduce it in October. So where we're at right now, there's 62 members of Congress in California. We need to get all 62 for them to co-sponsor it or to agree to it. We have 10 so far. So he's gonna introduce it.
We'll do conference calls here during the meeting. All right, somebody call Daryl Isa. All right, and then Derek, will you get Brad Sherman on the phone? And who's the Adam Schiff rep? No, we're behind you on this, Brian. We want the Marilyn Monroe Post Office bill to go through.
So let's work together on that.
Happily.
Our friend in Santa Barbara is also working on it.
It's going to be introduced regardless of whether we get the 62. Apparently the 62 just shows a little bit of more credibility. Because after that, the process is there's going to go to the government and oversight committee. Once it passes that, then
well, how easy is it to rename a post office in Rhode Island? They only have one congressman. Here you go, there you go.
So then after that, it'll go. That's crazy. It goes to the president's desk.
Yeah, and it was born here at this neighborhood council after years of debate. Right, but definitely thank Tony for always supporting us on that. And like he said, it shows that anyone in Van Nuys can go to the very height of it all and be super famous, just like Paula Abdul, Robert Redford, Natalie Wood. I think there's a whole litany of people from Van Nuys. And then even Joseph Lazarovitz, who that's not even his real name. But Brian, what else do you have for us?
That's about it. The congressman says hello. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I see one hand here.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes, Maria, you were recognized by all means.
I would like to say thank you. People are always talking about what is outreach, what is parks and recs, and what are, people in your positions doing. I would like to say thank you because when I'm at the park, I have a young man that I'm working with, but I already have somebody hooked up with him. But I met another young man, and he's just so sweet to me. But he's going through some little things, and we were talking about bullying. Because when I'm at the park, they're there from 7 to 11. So I'm there, and I'm playing cards with the kids and having fun. And I asked the little boy, we were talking about bullying, and I was like, you get bullied? He was like, no. So what happens at school? He's like, that starts tonight. And I was like, oh, God. So the first thing I did was I called him, and he was there. He stood there. He spoke to the family. He stood there for 3 hours. Like, it starts at 7. He was there.
speaking to the families, speaking to the kids, exchange numbers with the little boy to try to keep him on the right track. That's what outreach is, meeting these little kids on their level. He didn't come in no suit and tie. He came in some jeans and a t-shirt, he's down on the little boy level, and they walked around. I can't say the little boy's name. No. Oh, this young man right here. Oh, Brian. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Brian. B-Dog.
Not just Delano Park, people want to say things about Van Nuys. But if we just took one kid or took one family, everything would be okay. And I applaud you and I thank you because he stayed there for 3 hours, almost 10 o'clock at night with a family trying to help them. So I thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Brian.
I just want to end that I always think that, you know, in my role, I'm probably not going to be able to change everybody, but if I could change one, or at least motivate one person, I think that's a message for everyone, so, yeah.
Good man.
Great job.
Thank you, Brian. All right, we're going to do the assembly members presentation. Joseph and Maria. LAUSD. Give me 1 sec. They want to get out of here, but you're with Monica. Okay, real quick, you go.
School's coming back next week. Summer vacation is over. The superintendent search, we're looking for a new superintendent. If you have any input on that, please feel free to reach out to our office. And also the superintendent has a student advisory council. More information up here for any eligible high school students that you think might be interested. So thank you for having us.
Real quick, we wanted to invite the school board member. We're having a education reform summit in October. I can give you the exact date. If you could circle back with Stacy Rains. You're at the top of our list to headline it. The school board member is. You come to all of our meetings. We're very happy to work with you. Will you get Stacy's email and then she'll send you the date? And if we can have Monica headline it. We wanted to bring Monica tomorrow and every principal. I know, but
she's attorney.
Well, thank you very much, but we wanted her ideas because she did serve on the school board for all those years. And then we're going to bring in every principal in Van Nuys.
Okay, great.
So, Stacy, this is your contact guy. So, thank you very much. Yes, Rosemary, did you have a question?
Please emphasize with Monica and the board, we want somebody with an education background, someone who's been a teacher, not an admiral, not a business person.
I've heard that before. No more military people.
Yes, and there's got to be buy-in by UTLA, otherwise it's not going to work.
Yeah, we're looking for.
Even if it is, it won't work. That's why I don't volunteer everybody. It was 25 years, I can't take it.
Yes, very good, very good. All right, so.
It's almost 9.
Yes, we're going to get through this. We had 2 biggies on the same night. I didn't think that the senator was coming, so that's why. Joseph, you have the floor, sir.
It's good meeting, Mr. President.
And we have Thai food. That's not bad.
There was none. You invite to throw a party, you only have enough food for 2?
Are you kidding me? They gave such a big deal on that.
All right.
Body shop in Van Nuys. They owned their body shop for like 25 years. 28 years, sorry. I've known them for a little bit more than 25 years. Good guys to know, real honest.
Get in there, get in there. All right, so this came from, this is from Adrienne's office.
Yes.
What's the name of the
Thank you, Brian.
The name of the body shop is Real Body Shop. Unfortunately, Nikki is sick. Oh, sorry, wrong name.
Angie is sick.
Angie is sick.
Nikki might be sick too.
So she brought him to me, for me to bring.
Yeah.
To get me sick.
Maria.
Yeah, because she called me and I didn't answer my phone.
Where's it located?
So, where's it located at?
On Oxnard, near Kester.
Okay, I know what it is.
That's where most of them are.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a
So,
lot.
most definitely, we just want to say thank you for your good work in the community, and please keep up the good work in the community.
Take a picture with them.
Okay.
What's the name of the shop? Real Body
Real
Shop.
Body Shop.
AL.
That's a card.
All right, do no más. All right, on the count of 14.
No,
Thank you. I'm full of bad jokes. All right, very good. Thank you, guys. All right, in the interest of time, what's that? No, we have to do a funding vote real quick. We're going to have public comments, but we're rearranging this so people can go home before midnight. Jeanette, is all their paperwork good or what?
who are we talking about?
We are jumping to 8G, the Village Family Services.
Okay, actually, I have several that want money, but I don't have all the money in order.
All right, well,
I mean, paperwork in order, but I will shortly because
Okay, so you take a look and we're going to hear, we're jumping to 8G. The Village Family Services is requesting sponsorship and funding for the October 31st Fun Walk and 5K Run. The 5K will begin at the Sepulveda Park and Ride and continue along the Orange Line all the way to Valley College. The VNNC will have the logo on the t-shirts as well as other opportunities to promote the council as the event nears. You have the floor, Miss.
Thank you. My name is Georgianne Barrett. I'm the Community Relations Specialist with the Village Family Services. We are a nonprofit based in North Hollywood. We work to
Speak up.
achieve permanency and safety for neglected and abused children and youth. We are doing the Village Run Walk 5K Halloween Fun Run on Halloween. Like you mentioned, it's starting at the Sepulveda Orange Line Metro Station in Van Nuys and following the Orange Line bike path to the corner of Burbank and Fulton. Participants will then be able to go across the street to a family festival at Los Angeles Valley College. We are doing this in collaboration with another Valley nonprofit called Valley Village. They work with adults with developmental disabilities. We really want to emphasize this collaboration. It's very unique that the two nonprofits are coming together to combine resources, costs, to bring everybody together for a great community event that raises money for two causes. The sponsorship that we're requesting from your council is a $5,000 sponsorship. This will help underwrite our costs. Resources and materials we need at both the start line and finish line, as well as t-shirts for our participants. Some of the community supporters that we already have on board, Metro is our leading partner. They're going to be providing free bus tokens for our participants to get back to the starting line. Councilmember Bob Blumenfield will serve as our grand marshal, and Councilmember Paul Krikorian and Assemblymember Adrian Nazarian are supporting the event as well.
Questions?
Did you say 500 or 5,000?
5,000.
That's what I thought I heard.
You're asking us for
5,000, that's a lot of money.
That's right.
Candido.
How much?
Mr. President, thank you. First of all, it's great cause, but how is it affecting Van Nuys? The one thing over and over again, we have very limited funds now. They're being taken away from us all the time, so we want to support you, but how is it impacting this council district? Do you have numbers as far as how many people from this area are going to be participating? Anything like that you can give the council? Maybe drop it a little lower because I think that number's going to be a little hard for you, but it's a great cause. Tell me how you're impacting the Van Nuys area that these people represent.
Absolutely. Our nonprofit, the Village Family Services, which works with children and youth, we serve clients here in Van Nuys as well as our partner, Valley Village. They have homes that work with adults with developmental disabilities all across the valley. We're anticipating between 400 and 500 participants. Most of those people will hopefully be in Van Nuys, so it'll be a community-wide event. So we start.
What's the minimum amount that you can ask for now between Van Nuys and the other?
10,000.
The other. That's a lot of money. Well, we only have, how much can you spare, Jeanette? She's the treasurer.
She's looking into it.
We don't have that much yet because we still have a teeny bit left of the prior budget. They didn't freeze. It's around $3,000. Also, we have a couple of other things that are in the works, and I have some. For example, I have a complete packet from LAPD that is $2,500 to match the other $2,500 that we gave them before to promise, so they get the 5 because they can get the matching funds, which we have to, by the way, apply for, which our fellow nodding his head is telling us we have to do. He's emailing that to me, but that's one of the things. The Mary Magdalene Project, who's now changed
So give
their
me,
names.
you guys, let's get a number. What are we happy with supporting?
$9.99.
$9.99 like usual?
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay.
I mean, we had a standing rule that you could only ask for $9.99 because we have so many people
from the other
Oh,
place?
very good, very good. Candy.
Just to follow up, how much is the Hertzberg giving you, and how much is Krikorian giving you?
Krikorian is supporting us in other ways.
No, how much money are they giving you, ma'am?
They're not giving us any money. They got us the Metro passes, and they're helping
So
us with
and how
some
about
in-kind
Hertzberg? How much
donations.
money are they giving you, ma'am?
I'm sorry,
How much is Hertzberg giving you? You said he's gonna
No,
give
it's,
Blumenthal is.
Krikorian.
Yes, okay, and how much is he giving you, cash?
He's not, there. Unfortunately, none of them are giving us any cash.
Any of the other neighborhood councils giving you any money? Any of the neighborhood councils giving you any money?
We are requesting money from other neighborhood councils.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so let's open this up to discussion and debate. Are we happy with $9.99? Derek?
I just want to know, so is sponsorship for a walk, a run?
A 5K.
For a 5K. What is the money going to be used for?
The money that we're requesting from the council will go to underwrite the cost of the event, to help us put on the event, or we'll be able to then raise money for both of our causes.
And for the 5K, the people who come and join in the 5K, they pay admission fee?
There is a registration fee. It depends. Right now, our early bird registration price is $20, and it'll go up incrementally as we get closer to the event.
And this is what year that you have?
This is our second year.
Second year. Do you know how many people participated the first year?
Approximately 250.
Can I just say
How was-
something?
Hold on, Miriam. Miriam, thank you, Miriam. You are trying to help us with that. Joseph is recognized.
If we gonna give you $999, how are we gonna be recognized? Can we buy T-shirts with our names on it?
You'll be
very nice?
recognized. Your local will be on all the participant T-shirts. It'll be on banners. It'll be posted all along the orange line across the San Diego Valley.
Okay.
And you'll have the
That's good.
opportunity to have
You have the money.
a booth at our community resource fair.
Okay, good.
Fair enough. Do we have any other questions? Maddie?
So this, I just got the packet about the route. It looks like the starting line is the Metro Orange line, so Culver Station ends at the corner of Burbank. So this runs along Transit.
Correct.
And so this ties the community locally to the new mobility plan, a sustainable city plan. It boosts our orange line and it promotes walkability and bicycle paths, I'm assuming. So this is multimodal. I understand your event specifically is only a walk run, but this actually ties into a sustainable city program.
Exactly.
Is that correct?
It does, and we also think that it'll give people exposure to the orange line in Metro who haven't already experienced it by
And they can realize where they can hop on and off in the valley.
Exactly.
And where it exactly is.
Exactly.
Well, I think
I support it.
Are we happy with the $9.99, guys?
Yeah.
Do we have that? We
can put it to vote.
Janet has the final say.
all right, so I would like to make a motion that we adopt the language in 8G as is with the amendment that the money we're going to allocate is $999 instead of $5,000. Do I have a second on the motion? Mr. Lazarovitz has seconded the motion. Mr. Secretary, I call for the vote.
President Thomas.
Yes.
Secretary Hendry, aye. Treasurer Huck.
Aye.
Ms. Savard.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Ms. Meyer.
Yes.
That was a yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Lazarovitz.
Yes.
That's good.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Ms. Skelton.
Yes.
Mr. Camara.
Well, if everyone says yes, I'll say yes too.
Yay, I say yes too.
Mr. Maneco.
Mr. Lenko?
I'll follow the crowd.
Okay, Ms. Fadden.
Yes.
Mr. Lynn.
Yes.
Mr. Moravi.
Yes.
Ms. Raines.
Yes.
Mr. Robbins. Mr. Robbins recused himself. Correct? Okay.
Okay, I have one question before.
Hold on, we're in the middle of a vote.
We're not done.
We're in the middle of a vote. Voting.
Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't vote.
Okay, yes. Mrs. Gary.
Aye.
Okay.
How about this is
Pass.
Skelton?
The motion passes. Marie, did you have something?
Yes, I don't think I can vote, because I don't have the password to the email, so I didn't take the class.
That's what I was gonna ask, is how many people have taken the funding and
I have
have
the page
passed
up on
it?
my laptop.
Well, we can ask Mr. Handel. Jay?
So, thank you.
Mr. Handel?
So, my name is Jay Handel. I'm actually now officially assigned to Van Nuys. We've all received an email today from the general manager.
me an email.
So, a couple of things. Number one, there are, according to the information I have, there are 8 people out of compliance who cannot vote. They are all ineligible. The names are as follows.
No, I have mine and I showed them.
Hey, he knows what he's talking about.
I have it printed out.
All right, hey. First of all, let's all relax.
In the department, your ethics expired 2/19. So we need a copy of your new ethics certificate.